What is up, my YouTube woodworking friends? What is this? This is a table. So I want to talk to you about steps in achieving a finish that you are after. This is just a pine slab of wood. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's um, a live edge or anything. It's just a kind of old piece of pine that kind of was like on its way out, if you can kind of understand that. It just had, it's really warped. I flattened it out best I could. Um, this is for one of my artist customers, and you can see here. It's got the little legs, and I did this before in a video. I wanted to set the legs in a little bit, so just to get the table to sit flat and level. So what I do is set the legs, pick my high spots on the table, and then set the legs in. And in this case, I needed to do the opposite corners because the table was rocking. To get that rock out when it's level, in use. That's what I did. So I always do like a little test on something here. This customer wanted like a driftwood look, and I don't know what driftwood looks like, but he came by to pick up another table that I did for him for a Christmas present, and together we worked on this effect here. And what this is a dark bottom. It could be brown, it could be, in this case it's ebony. And then I put a gray stain over that, which is this, right? This is this here. And then dry that, and then I put a brown wash over that to give it that look. These are a couple that I did basically the same way. In this case, I laid down a brown color like here, and then just did a stain over, did this gray over top. But I didn't know what, I don't know what driftwood looks like, or in his mind what his driftwood would look like. So they were two samples. Didn't like them. This was another. Kind of liked it. Out of these two, he liked that, and then we tried this sample, and that's what I'm doing. So this is like 3 steps. So you put down your water-based dye stain. This is all water-based stuff. Okay, you put down water-based dye stain because it'll dry so fast. And in this case, when you do a test, you can force dry it. Just take a blow dryer or heat gun, something, and dry each layer, So now what I'm going to do is, since this is a water-based product, it didn't raise the grain too much, but I have some 320, and this is mesh. It's Abernet, it's called. I like it because it doesn't clog up. You can use it for pretty much forever. So I just give it a light sand in case there's any risen grain, and then I'll give it a sand or a vacuum to get any dust off. Then I'm going to put the gray on top of it. So what I'll do is I'll continue to do my test on the bottom, just because I've never done this before. So I need to figure this out as I go. So, I'm using a Minwax product. First time using this. It is a semi-transparent color stain. That color doesn't look nothing like what it is, I can tell you that much. uh, I'm using a foam brush to apply it. Usually when I do these things, I use uh, rags, white rags. White rags. Um, don't use like old colored t-shirts or things like that, because sometimes the dye or the stain can bleed out the color uh, in the stain that you're using, especially if it's a light color stain. So I'm just painting it on, right? I painted it on pretty heavy, and then I went back with a rag, and I was able to, I don't know if you can see here, where you kind of get some brush strokes, but I don't anticipate this being like this because there's stain and finish under here, and I didn't sand it. But you can go back and kind of like blend it out, blend out, soften it, and get rid of a lot of your your brush strokes. And that's the first time I ever used, like I said, a foam brush to apply this sort of stuff. I thought it would be easier and cleaner to do this than a rag. And just real lightly go over, and I let it set up for a couple minutes. Your weather and your temperature is going to determine all that for you when you use any type of a stain product. Summer months, you're not going to be able to work big sections because it's just going to dry faster. Some products you can put an extender in to help the dry time go longer. Okay, so and here, with this product, well, not with this product, this technique and what you're going after, I'm going after a driftwood look. There's no right and wrong to it. As long as you get like brush strokes out, obvious, like fake looking marks, as long as you get those out, I think you can pull it off. It's those marks that you have like that, right? In my opinion, can you see that? That mark going across? In my opinion, that doesn't look natural. So if you feather it out, they tend to look better. And then you can come back with a rag and go even lighter. But it's nice to just blend everything. And that's what you want to do. You want to blend it. And like I said, I knew that this wasn't going to, this area here wasn't going to take this product good, because I didn't sand that, prep that area for this like I did the rest of the top. And that's all. So now, like, I got my technique down, right, for this color. And now I can move to the top, and I'll show you on the top real quick how that goes. And the top will go easier because I don't have to work around these legs. And why I'm leaving these legs on is because obvious reasons. I can just lay this right back on its legs, and I don't have to prop it with some like painter's pyramids or something like that. I'm just being real careful with the legs. And they're metal. I'll be able to clean up whatever stain I get on them with some wipes. I have these really good wipes. You get them at like Home Depot or Lowe's. Tub of towels. And man, they get everything off. So now I gotta sand the top, or not sand the top, vacuum the top. You don't want to watch that. And there you go. This is what I'm doing. Just putting it on thick, right? And just working it out. And like I said, there's no right or wrong. Just like I said, you want to work out brush strokes and things like that. So you want to try to be fluid, right? Continuous with your motions. Looking for some cardboard or something. I think I'm going to try using some cardboard to blot off some of the stain that I'm picking up. Yeah. Yeah. And then, once I do this, maybe I'll wipe it with a cloth as it sets up a little bit. And you know, I really, like I said in the beginning, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying different things, and that's what I want to encourage you to do. Try different things. Don't just go by, hey, this is how this person did it. This is how I should do it. You can use these videos as a starting point to whatever technique that you use, right? And maybe you'll come up with a better technique, or you know, or maybe not, but at least try. That's my point. Try, right? Because it's all, some people might find this hard to do, right? So you might have to find another technique to do this. And again, man, see, like, I don't know, like, I wish I had, and even, like, looking at pictures of driftwood, it's still, like, you know, every piece of driftwood's different, I guess. To me, it looks like too much gray, but what do I know? And that's what I kind of like. So you get the idea. We'll come back later. So I'm done. So you saw me put the gray over it, right? And then I did a wash of like a medium brown wash over it. And it kind of, I don't know, It looks, I don't know, silvery, sort of. Um, I showed a picture to my client and he likes it. Well, he said it's what he had imagined. And I really had no clue of what to do here. Um, just bring you around. I mean, you'll see some spots like here, right? They were epoxy holes that I filled up, colored the epoxy, and yeah, it just looks like some holes and some. The end result, like I said, was supposed to be driftwood look, and I guess it looks drifty. I don't know. Uh, you know, grays and light grays and browns and there's a little bit of that everything in there. I'm just putting a coat of General Finishes High Performance and Satin on top of it. But that's it. That's my first coat of satin. So I got one more coat or two more coats, and then I'm done. But there's, like I said earlier, there's no right or wrong in projects like this. You just do them, and you could look at all the pictures you want to look at, but in the end, every piece is different. Every piece of driftwood is different. Every rock is different. Every mountain is different. You get an idea, and you just go at it, and that's it. As always, I wish you well, be blessed, and whatever you're doing on your job site or in your shop. Until the next time, see ya!